Welcome, everybody, and welcome as I am going to break down the Stanley Cup finals between the Edmonton Oilers and the Florida Panthers. Make no mistake, both these teams fought to get here. They went through a grueling matchups, and this is just the beginning. So we're going to dive right into it there. We're going to start with the Florida Panthers. Who they had to get through to get here. First off, they played Boston, the Boston Bruins. That was not an easy task as Jim Montgomery, the head coach, really was looking to get out of round 1 as they had lost last year. No, sorry, they beat the Tampa Bay Lightning. Then they played Boston. That's right. Sorry. That's correct there. And then of course they played the New York Rangers. That was not an easy task at all. That is absolutely no short of a contest. And of course they are now looking to host. They will be at home for the first 2 games in Sunrise, Florida, facing the Edmonton Oilers. Bobrovsky, he has been absolutely on sensational for the Panthers. Without him in net, Florida probably would have got knocked out a couple of rounds ago. I don't think they would have made it past round 2, but he was sensational against the big bad Bruins, the Boston Bruins. Well, let's go and let's talk about the Edmonton Oilers. They faced LA for a third straight time in a row. LA again, they beat LA. They played then they moved on and they faced the Vancouver Canucks. It went to 7th game. And of course, Edmonton pulls out that big win so they could move on to play the Dallas Stars. The Dallas Stars, of course, upended the Colorado Avalanche. That was a heavy task. Everyone thought that Dallas was going to take them in 4. People had money, people invested houses, they'd invested everything that Dallas was going to take out Edmonton in 4 games. That did not go so well for people. Well, now we move on that after last night's win, we find out that the great one, the GOAT, greatest of all times, Wayne Gretzky, has picked his buddy Vincent Virola, who is the owner of the Florida Panthers, over the team that he played for, the Edmonton Oilers, to hoist Lord Stanley Cup. But let's start with Stuart Skinner. He's had his ups, he's had his downs. I think that pull in the Vancouver series is really what brought him together. When Picard played 2 games against the Vancouver Canucks, it really made Stuart Skinner think twice about how he should be playing in net. And he did it really good. He did it awesome. He handled the adversity. The reporters were nagging after him. They were after the coach. They didn't let up. They didn't take the foot off the gas pedal, and they did not disappoint the fans. We arrived to the Stanley Cup, and I'm just going to say that Connor McDavid and the team pulled together. They have their wish. They are there. They've booked their ticket. They're headed to Sunrise, Florida. They'll be leaving Friday early morning as it is a 5-hour flight to Sunrise, Florida. They'll probably stop at Denver and then go down into Florida there, and they're there for a while. This is not every player dreams of having time off. There's always been time off. There's a lot of bickering online that there is too much time given in between the conference finals and the Stanley Cup Finals. Well, it's always been this way. It's just if there was a game 7, it would have been tomorrow night. Instead, they get a rest, they get to recoup, they get to go home with their families and be with them before packing their bags and heading to Sunrise, Florida. Buckle up. Game 1 is Saturday, 4:30 Pacific time, right here. I will be live for game 1, and you can catch that. And I'm going to tell you right now, this is not going to be an easy task for both teams. Florida was there last year, lost to the Vegas Golden Knights, and I'm sure they're thinking about that series and how tough the Vegas Golden Knights were last year as they are the Stanley Cup. But we're going to have a new Stanley Cup. Are we going to have a first time Stanley Cup, or is the cup going to come north of the border into Canada in 30 plus years? It's already reported on the NHL headquarters that the conference finals, all the games, is the TV ratings is through the roof. It's like Canada versus the USA at the Olympics, except it's NHL teams. Florida has got 12 Canadians. Edmonton's got 23 Canadians. Might don't take that as hey, it's easy that you know whatever team is going to win such and such team, Florida or Edmonton. Both teams are competitors. The advantage that the Panthers have is their goaltending. Bobrovsky has been sensational. He's been on his toes. He's really been on the toes there for the boys there. And Kachuk. And then they got Tarasenko there in Florida. And when we turn to Edmonton there, they got Skinner, we got McDavid, we got Ekholm, Draisaitl, Hyman, you name it. The list goes on and on. Evan Bouchard, the Boosh Bomb. There's a lot of great talent. So you're gonna put me on the spot by asking me who I'm gonna choose and the games, and I think it's gonna be Edmonton in 6. They're gonna hoist Lord Stanley Cup on their ice. And I've got a list of the games. Game 1 is June 8th. Game 2 is June 10th. Game 3 is June 13th. Game 4 is June 15th. Game 5 is June 18th, which happens to be my birthday, folks. Game 6 is the 21st. And we got game 7 on the 24th. And it goes games 1 and 2 in Florida, games 3 and 4 in Edmonton, game 5 back in Florida, game 6 in Edmonton. So that's you heard it. I think it's going to be 4-2 game in 6 games. The Edmonton Oilers will hoist the Stanley Cup and will hopefully rub it in to Wayne Gretzky, who has taken his buddy Vinny. Um, and that's what I think. It's going to be 4-2. It is not going to be an easy series. It's going to be a hard grind series, but the Edmonton Oilers can do it. They're capable of doing it. They have really good defense. Their defense has been sharp. They've been sensational. Philip Broberg inserted in the lineup, and Vinny Desharnais has been taken out. And I think that that's been a great move. Philip Broberg's amazing, good guy, and he is really turned on the. He's turned on the for the. He's been great for the Oilers. And then the Panthers. You look at the Panthers and what they've done, what they've gone through. They've gone through the. They've gone through the Lightning. They've gone through Boston. They've gone through New York. Those are some tough games. There's some really good Stanley Cup pedigree, and there are some players in each of those teams that Florida has gone through that have won the Stanley Cup. But this time, I think it is all over but the crying, and the cup comes back north into Canada and will be in Edmonton. The Florida Panthers, don't ever count them out. They are a good team, and they will take advantage of any opportunity that they see fit. And with Bobrovsky stays on his toes and the team comes together as one and they continue to perform, they will be winning the Stanley Cup. But the Edmonton Oilers, they've got to stay out of the penalty box. They have to maintain focus and they have to get on the same page. It's a plain and simple thing. Once you do that, you are good to go and you're off to the races. I am Oilers fan forever. Join me here 4:30 this Saturday as we got the Panthers versus the Oilers. Game 1, the Stanley Cup final. And I'm going to say this once and for all. Go Oilers go. Take care. Have a great rest of your night and we will see you Saturday afternoon. Bye for now.